Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to this festival. I think it has been a wonderful opportunity to learn from the Korean local governments, from the provinces here, on the progress, but also the challenges that they are facing with regard to sustainable development. And sustainable development is an issue that goes around the world. It is everywhere being taken up. The SDGs that have been approved and adopted by the United Nations in 2015, we are now midway, because by 2030 we must have implemented those SDGs. And whilst these SDGs provide a framework of various, actually 17 areas where we have to work in, I believe the impact and the involvement of local and provincial government is essential. National governments cannot achieve this on their own. And I think that is a major message that we hear also from this Korean festival on sustainable development. I think from all of the panelists, from all of the speakers, from the participants that I had the pleasure to talk to, I heard that the involvement of the subnational government in the implementation of sustainable development and therefore the sustainable development goals is essential. I'm very happy to hear that there are Korean sustainable development goals at national level that have been set. I'm very pleased to hear that last month in July 2022, the national government and parliament have enacted on the framework law on sustainable development. I believe this gives you the necessary basis, a legal basis also, to mandatorily act at all levels. So for me, really a big pleasure to have been here. And again, my thanks to all of the organizers and co-organizers, and of course the host of this festival, the city of Boryong. Thank you for that question. Under2 Coalition is indeed an alliance of regional governments, of states also, working towards tackling climate change and remaining under the 2 degrees Celsius, less why we call it Under2 Coalition. ICLEI, Local Governments for Sustainability, works clearly on climate change, and we, together with our cities mainly, we work towards reducing the impacts of climate change and reducing, obviously, the CO2 emissions and greenhouse gas emissions at large. So the 2 organizations work also with one another together. We have signed a memorandum of understanding on cooperation a couple of years ago, and currently, but also in the future, we are going to continue to work with the Under2 Coalition via a program on climate change that is funded by the German government, by the Initiative on Climate Change. And so this program is in particularly helping both ICLEI and Under2 Coalition to provide a comprehensive way of reducing CO2 emissions and reporting on the progress that is being made. And so that is basically our program that we will have for the next years with Under2 Coalitions. We have started already 2 years ago, in particularly also to transition towards, as a solution, to transition towards renewable energy.